I'm Samantha, and this is Lone Crow Adventures, the channel where we talk about all things camping, hiking, and backpacking. Today, I'm testing out my brand new backpack. It is the Waterfly 40-liter frameless backpack. I've got it loaded up with a bunch of gear, and I'm headed out for an overnight backpacking trip to really put this thing to the test in some kind of challenging terrain so that I can let you guys know exactly how this bag performs. Alright, let me give you my first reactions to the pack. When I was loading it up with my gear, I was a little bit skeptical because it was such a lightweight design and it's something that I've never really used before. But it did hold all the gear that I was going to need to do a simple weekend backpacking trip. So I was impressed with that. A couple miles into the trail and I'm feeling really, really good. The only complaint that I have so far is that there wasn't a sternum strap that was included. And because of that, I feel like the straps are digging into the front of my shoulders a little bit, and it would have been nice if they would have had a sternum strap just to kind of pull the tension a little tighter, which also would have pulled the back of the pack a little bit closer behind your scapula while you're walking. That's a minor detail because I only have 15.2 ounces in this pack. So if I were to really weight it up, it would become a problem. But because I've decided to keep it with that ultra lightweight design, it's just been kind of a minor annoyance versus being a real problem. But if I were to load this up with 25, 30 pounds, I probably would be pretty sore through the front of these straps. Alright, so you guys might be wondering what I actually have in my pack. So, I have a tent that I'm using. I'm going to be tent camping, and it is the Marmot Crane Creek 2-person ultralight backpacking tent. I also have a Trekology ultralight air pad. I have a 20-degree sleeping bag. It's the North Face Furnace. And then I have the MSR Pocket Rocket as my stove. I have a little Coleman mess kit, my reliable little Coleman pot. A plastic spoon fork combo. What else do I have in there? A water filter. And do I have anything else? I didn't bring a sit pad. I didn't bring my backpacking chair, which that's a little different for me. Then I just have my snacks. Brought some trail mix, I brought some peanut butter cheese crackers, and I brought 2 Mountain House meals, one for supper tonight and one for breakfast tomorrow. So that's what I have in the pack, super lightweight. And I also have a Nalgene bottle that I'm using to use as my water receptacle. Couldn't find my smart water bottle, so down to Nalgene. Alright, let's talk about the Waterfly 40-liter collapsible frameless pack. I am really thoroughly impressed with how this pack has performed so far into the trip. I did not even notice that it was on my back. I was able to perform some maneuvers to cross the stream, to get up some hills that required some agility, and I didn't have any problems doing so with the pack on. So I was really happy with how it felt with my gear in it. Also, the pack weighs next to nothing, and my entire system here, so all my gear plus my consumables, comes in at 15 pounds 2 ounces. So it is an ultra lightweight option, especially for your weekend warriors out there. You want to go backpacking, you want to spend 1 or 2 nights out in the woods. This is an excellent option, and also it's not going to break the bank either. You never know what nature's going to throw your way. It looks like it's going to be time to get to camp because it's snowing. Backpacking in the winter. There was a chance of snow in the forecast today. I will be honest, I did prepare for that. I actually have a insulated mid layer and I have a down jacket on underneath this rain jacket right now, so I will be fine. I really love the forest when it's winter time. The trees look so pretty. The little streams and brooks are so pretty, especially just that time before it freezes over. Really glad I decided to go backpacking this weekend. Who says there's not fun and adventure in central Illinois? Alright. It's gonna start to get slippery on these hills. One thing I wish I would have brought with me are trekking poles. There are 2 spots on the back of the backpack for trekking poles. I just opted not to bring them. I don't think I'll need them, but I'm kind of regretting that decision now. So I'm going to stop and make camp for the night. I'm going to go ahead and get my shelter up in a pretty timely manner. I've got a stream right next door here for water access. But in the meantime, I am going to take you folks into the studio and show you the ins and outs of this bag, because with the moisture coming down, the camera's got to go off. So this is the Waterfly 40-liter backpack. We'll go through the entire pack top to bottom. So it does have a brain. It's not a detachable brain. It is sewn in right here, and there is no under brain storage. But if you flip the brain over and unzip the main compartment, you'll notice that there is a large area where you can store your items here, and there's a secondary zipper pocket up here for you to store maps, keys, wallet, and other important items that you may not need but you want to have close by. The main compartment of the pack features a drawstring. It's really easy to operate. And we'll take a look on the inside. You'll notice it's one large compartment on the inside, and it does accommodate a hydration bladder. If you choose to use a hydration bladder, there's a sleeve for it right here. The bottom of the backpack does have the use of a sleeping bag compartment, and you do have the option to unzip this compartment here, which goes all the way around, and this way you can turn the backpack into one continuous storage space on the inside of the pack. It does have a lot of offloading straps. So there's an offloading strap here along the bottom, on the left and the right. And there are 2 loops here for either trekking poles or ice axe mounts here. You can also hang your sleeping pad on there depending on what kind of sleeping pad that you had. You could affix it to the bottom. On the side of the backpack, we have one large stuff pocket that is elasticized and has mesh, and we have 2 compression straps along the side so you can really get that load compressed and bring it in nice and close towards your back. And when you're ready to do up the brain, we also have compression straps that will strap to the brain up at the top as well. The very front of the bag features a nice big pocket to stow items in here. It's one continuous pocket. There's no additional dividers or anything, just one continuous space and a simple zipper on an angle there. So we'll flip the pack over. There is no frame inside the pack. This pack has no structure whatsoever. You'll notice that the back is very soft,
So if you're packing your pack, you may want to take one of the items that is a little bit more firm and put it along the edge of the pack to give it some structure if you're going to be carrying more weight. If you have a sit pad or something, you might want to push it along down the back behind all of your gear to give you a little bit of form, just so that you can carry a little bit more weight a little bit more comfortably there. The straps are adjustable only at the bottom. There are no adjusters for tension up at the top, and there's no sternum strap. And you'll notice that the pads on the back of these straps are vented, and that there is a little bit of padding in the straps as well. They're not too heavy on the padding, but there is some padding in both of the straps. And finally, the hip belt is more of a hip strap. It's made up of one buckle, and it can be adjusted, but there are no hip belt pockets or hip belt pads. It's more of a hip belt strap, keeping with that ultralight weight design with the pack. One of the other nice features about this pack is how you can store it. You go inside of the brain and unzip this little area here. The pack kind of turns in on itself inside of it. And this is for storage. When you're done your camping trip for the weekend and you're ready to head back home, you put it in the closet or store it away. It kind of works sort of like a popple. If you're a kid from the 80s, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's like a popple pack. Which is kind of nice because these packs can take up a lot of room in your closet if you've got multiple packs. So it just kind of folds down into this nifty little hangable bag so that you can store it in between uses. So let's give the Waterfly 40-liter frameless backpack a rating. I would give this backpack a 4 out of 5 crow rating. The backpack honestly outperformed my expectations. I am going to be using this backpack as my ultralight backpacking setup moving forward. This has become the new addition to the Lone Crow setup. So that's fantastic. The other thing I really liked about it was the design of the pockets. The features that have been included with this backpack are well thought out, they're well placed, and they're very useful. And that carries a lot of features that I really place a lot of value in. I really like that it has a separate sleeping bag compartment, and I really like that it has an overhead brain. Those are two big things for me. And I also like that it has a nice big storage section on the front for me to put some of those items that I need to get to quickly when I'm on the trail. So I really enjoy that. The stitching on the bag is done really well. The clips on the bag are really solid. And I can't find too much fault with this pack. There are two main design flaws with this bag, if you want to call them flaws, but there are two things that I would choose to change about this pack, and it's on the other side. One, I would include a sternum strap. As I was mentioning earlier in the video, I just noticed that the shoulder straps were slipping a little bit, and it would have been nice if there would have been even just a small sternum strap included just to kind of hold those in place. That would push the load a little bit closer between my shoulder blades and would have helped with some weight distribution there as well. So that would be a nice feature to have had included. And I may decide to actually add my own sternum strap to this bag as I'm planning to use this moving forward. The other thing with this backpack that I would like to change are the straps. The hip belt is just hip straps. There are no padded sections. What I would have liked to see is even just a small little padded section that could kind of hug the hips. as the hip belt stands as it's installed now, it doesn't really offload the weight to your hips as much as it kind of offloads it to the front of your lower abdomen. With that being said, this backpack is designed with ultralight in mind, so you're not going to be carrying big, huge, heavy loads with it. You're generally going to have a base weight somewhere around 10 pounds. My total weight with this bag, with my base weight and with all my consumables, so that's all my gear, my water, my food, and my fuel, came in at 15.2 pounds. And I felt that this pack performed really, really well with that weight. And I would be willing to add about another 5 or 6 pounds to that pack and still be able to operate with this backpack fairly comfortably. So next time I go out, I might go out a little bit longer and take a little bit extra food with me, and I might even throw in a couple of luxury items that I didn't bring out with me this time. But overall, really impressed with this backpack, especially for the price. You may have been backpacking for a while, and you may be using a more traditional framed backpack, and you might be kind of wondering, oh, what's this ultralight world about? What am I going to get into? But you don't want to drop a ton of money on an ultralight backpack just to try it out to see if it's something that you're going to like. So this is a nice alternative if you're just wanting to get into that ultralight scene, to kind of dip the toe and see if it's something that you're going to like. It gives you the opportunity to go ultralight without the ultralight price. So I would definitely recommend this backpack if you guys are wanting to give ultralight backpacking a try. I can guarantee you, once you get out there on the trail and you have less stuff with you, you're not going to miss that other gear. I promise.